Good afternoon. Well, actually, I guess it could be good morning or good evening, depending on where you are and where you're from and where you're joining. I uh, I have a side project that I need to make some progress on, and so I thought, hey, let's work on that, and we can chat a little while we do it. Kill two birds with one stone type of thing. I'm excited for the Super Bowl later. It's gonna be a ton of fun. I have so much. Does anybody else just hate stuff being on their desktop? I can't stand it. Just hate it. Every day I find myself just like wiping out every file on my desktop. There we go. Delete that. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. So the thing I'm working on right now is actually, if you've been following any of my videos or my streams, I've been working on building this AltGen API, and I need to get it set up to deploy it. But I did not trust myself to do it while I share my screen. So I'm gonna do it off stream, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna in a stream or in a video, I'll come back and hey, advanced developers, good to see you, man. How you doing? How's your day going? Mine's kind of already started, sort of slash getting started. I woke up kind of late. Um, yeah. Hey, Junko, how you doing? Good to see you, man. Hope your day's going well. It's noon here, midday. Nice keyboard. Oh, thanks, man. Aiden amount of dollars. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Good, Junko. I'm glad to hear that. Got any big plans for the day? Thanks, Advance. This is actually like this is the most recent. Well, I guess it's not the most recent. It's the second most recent keyboard I bought. Um, but yeah, I'm having an issue with mechanical keyboards where I can't stop buying them. But I got really good deals on what I've got. No, not really. You can shout at me, but YouTube is Junko 414. Oh, okay, cool. Wow, I really I really admire the shape of. Thanks, Nacho Daddy. I've never had anybody compliment the shape of my skull. Did I develop a 3D website ever? No, I have not. I have not ever made a 3D website. But if you do want to see, it's a pretty popular one. Um, 3D website. It's called. Hold on, let me see it. If you search Google for developer portfolio, there's an article on Hostinger.com, and it's like a top 25 list. And if you go to, I think it's number 3 on that list, there's a portfolio for a guy named Bruno Simon. Um, that's a 3D portfolio website. It's super. I wish I I can't. Well, can I? I don't know. Here, let me see if I can. This is kind of janky, but I'm gonna take you off the tripod for a second. You can kind of see. Let me turn it around here. You can kind of see he made a 3D portfolio site. I don't know if his code is publicly available, but yeah, I mean, obviously you can do it, right? I've never done it. Just haven't had an interest or a project to really use it on, but it's one that I know of that I feel like is a pretty cool example of what you can do with, 3D websites. Um, let's see. Matt P, that's a little scary, bro. I hope you're just joking around. That's a little crazy. Narpy is scared of the comment section. Don't know what you mean, Narpy. Illuminati member? Hey, nice username. Hey, man. Sir, can you attempt to say my name, please? Um, Otis Beer. Otis Beer. If I butchered it, I'm sorry. I just got Lewis. I don't have any advice for you, man. That's rough. Uh, Good luck with that situation. I don't know what to tell you. DIV, that's so cool. I'm DIV, I'm or Div. I'm guessing you're referring to that portfolio website. Yeah, it is pretty cool. Okay, advanced developers. Okay, got it. Advanced developers. I hear your keyboard make less noise. Advanced developers, you mean is it too is the clockiness not you don't like it, or do you feel like it, or are you just commenting on the sound of it? No Diddy. Nice username, by the way, for somebody who comes into my chat and comments that. Um, yeah, like I think that guy is an example of someone I just kind of want to be like, all right, see ya. Yeah, I think No Diddy's gonna get expelled. Bye, No Diddy. Have a nice day. I don't know why people do that. Matt P, what's the meaning of life? Hey Logan. Hey, that's a really nice message, man. Life is good and I'm happy. And yeah, I don't know if I would describe it as living intensely, but I'm living a good life. Matt P, are you okay? Yeah, seriously, Div. That's what I Oh, keyboard button noise when we press. I hate it. Oh, okay. I don't want to offend anybody with a too clacky keyboard. Here, we'll set that off to the side. That can just be for me, huh? I don't want to I'll set that off to the side there. I'll just use my built-in. I'm actually in the garage. I'm not at my desk because it's Sunday and so all the family's home and everybody's in the living room and the kitchen and stuff, and I don't feel like taking over their space with my incessant talking to my phone. Narpi says life is spent waiting for death. Well, I mean that's one way to look at it, right? I mean, definitely one way to frame it. I don't know if that's how I'd like to frame it. Div, do you work out? What's that behind you? Um, I do work out. I was just saying I'm in my garage, and so my garage is just a big garage gym with a bunch of equipment in it. And yeah, I definitely work out. Sometimes I stream when I work out too, and just chat with people. I've done that the last few weeks, or not. I shouldn't say last few weeks, like last week and a half. But today I'm not working out. Today's a rest day, so I just came down here to kind of get some space from the family and not invade the living room too much. Advanced developers, what's your favorite dessert? Oh man, that's tough. I am so my s- I think my kryptonite is baked goods. And I don't know if you would consider that like a dessert, but if you think of anything like a cookie, a muffin, uh, a scone, anything like that, man, I can't help myself. I can't keep them in the house. Can't keep them in the house. I do like ice cream too. Ice cream's pretty good. I think ice cream is my the rest of my family's favorite dessert. That seems to be what they always send me out to get. Daddy's boy servant. Nice username, bro. New here. What's going on? Nothing really. I'm just working on some side projects while I chat with you guys. That's about it. If you're curious on what the side project is, I would be happy to explain it to you. But it's just some chore stuff I needed to get done on it, and I don't trust myself to do it with my screen being shared on stream, so I'm doing it off stream. Don't judge my name. I lost a bet. No joke. Okay, you need to explain the story behind that. What was the bet? Uh, I never know if people's usernames are like they're either one of three things, right? They're like legitimate usernames, they're trying to be funny, or I guess in your case, it's kind of a it was it was kind of a bad situation. Um, Dr. Rajinder, what's up, brother? Hey man, am I working out today? No, today's a rest day. Uh, I'm actually just hanging out in the garage because uh, the family is up and moving around, and they're kind of in the living room and the kitchen, which is usually the living room is usually where I stream from, and I just didn't feel like. inundating them with my with my conversation with chat. So I came down to the garage and working down here. Mufasa, hello, how you doing? I like your username. Makes sense. I love the developer content. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Good stuff. Yeah. So I've just been so when my kids started school, when my kids started kindergarten, my oldest, he's in third grade now. But when he started school, I kind of told myself that like by the time he finishes elementary school, I want to be a pretty proficient developer. And so I started just basically learning on my own for the last, I guess now 3, almost 4 years. Um, and all that time I'd been thinking, man, I guess actually not all that time, but now I look back and I think, man, I really wish I would have like recorded that or like shown that process because I think it would be interesting not only for myself, like for posterity, but for other people maybe that are on a similar journey. So at the beginning of this year, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna start like I spend the time at the computer on the keyboard anyway, so I might as well like stream it, maybe can record it, maybe make some stuff that can help some other people. So that's kind of the motivation behind it. My oh, I'm not gonna even say that. Dude, these usernames. Hello? I think they come into the chat because they want the person streaming to read their username, but I'm not gonna read your username there, bro. Why do you look fancy? Are you a federal agent? I'm not daddy's boy, but I'm sorry you lost a bet. Have you dabbled much in AI, ML, or Gen AI content? So I've done quite a bit with Gen AI from an application level, like building features with the foundation models, with like ChatGPT and Anthropic. I haven't done much with ML, right? The under that lower, that kind of next level down in the stack, right? Where actually you're actually building your own models or fine tuning your own models. But I did just buy a book called Building a Large Language Model. And I actually have that sitting on the counter upstairs. That's going to be kind of my next side quest, if you will. Shaquille Ramzar, thanks, man. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you to stop in and drop a positive note like that. In these days, advanced developers. In these days, which technology you recommend kids to learn? So I have two kids. Um, and there's I mean one's in first grade, one's in third grade. And so I've been thinking a lot about that, about like I think it would be good for them to learn some code. And so I've been thinking about like what's the right thing to introduce them to. And so I think when that time comes, I tried my oldest tried learning a little bit of Java to do some Minecraft stuff, and that didn't really pique his interest. I think that inner loop, right, between like writing code, getting feedback is just too long there. So I think the thing I want to introduce them to is some sort of JavaScript and then immediately some sort of like web-based game development, because I think that would be a really good way. One, J- one, JavaScript's a really friendly language, right? It's really forgiving. Two, it works everywhere. And three, it runs in the browser, so you can just get that really tight feedback loop of I wrote some code, I see some stuff happening on the screen, and then hopefully if I mix in some of that game development, there's a visual aspect of it that will capture his attention. So I think that's where I would probably I'm not like an expert, right? I haven't taught a bunch of kids how to code, but I think for my own kids, that's probably the language I'll start with is some JavaScript. I miss some people here. You not read my username? That's disrespectful. Bye bye. Yeah, see you, man. Some of these people, I just don't. Anyone know any chill wizards who could help the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl? Nice, Devin. That is, yeah. They actually, when I woke up this morning, I was trying to play a joke on my kids. I was like, I'm actually, if you don't know Devin, I'm actually in Kansas City. So, um, I was actually playing a joke on them that the like Pat Mahomes had got the flu, and my oldest is rooting for the Eagles, and so he was like, "Thank God," because they're gonna have a tough road ahead of them. Dr. Rajinder, building a LLM would be quite computationally expensive. I don't think you need quantum computation to do it. But the thing I think I'm referring to is not necessarily building like a legit foundation model. I think it's the intention of the book is to just kind of step you through building a very small version of it, right? So you kind of understand the architecture and some of the technologies involved in it. So like prototyping kind of that conceptual thing. But I'll definitely let you know how it goes. I'll probably stream some of it and if nothing else, keep you guys updated on how that goes. Lillian Palelo. Sorry if I butchered your last name. Hi, how are you? I'm good. Thanks for stopping in. Rajant PS, yo, hi bro. Yeah, what's up, dude? Nice to see you. S2 even. Nice try, Diddy. Sagram JIT. JavaScript is slower. Yeah, I mean it's not. I mean JavaScript's probably not the most performant, right? If you compared it to something like something that gets compiled. Um, but performance is not the always the biggest concern, right? I mean that's just. I think people. I think that's sort of a little bit of a dog whistle in the programming world where people just glob on to certain things to discuss. Why do you think quantum computation is perfect for AI? Dr. Rajendra, yeah, I don't have an opinion on it because I just don't know enough about quantum computation. I think that it's a fascinating idea. I think quantum physics is a fascinating, mind twisty thing, but I don't know enough about it to really speak on it. Advanced developers, JavaScript library? What do you mean? What do you mean advanced developer? Thank you for the heart. I love you. Okay, I'm Ari. That seems very nice of you. I think you're being nice, but I'm not 100% sure. S2 even. Okay, I don't know what you're doing in the chat here. Devin McLean. Yeah, you like that joke? That's funny. What happened to Willow? I'm not sure. Uh, I'm gonna drop down and get my eagle on. Dude, weird people. What question do we ask in order to check chip power? I'm not sure what you mean, S2 even. I'm not sure what you mean. SD, earliest Christians, uh, SD. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to say to that message, but yeah, cool. Sounds good. And for sure, I'm just like, if you guys, if someone shows up here and comments something strange, I'm just gonna be for real that like I think you're strange. Let's see, Daddy's boy servant. This guy. Yeah, I don't know. This dad, I think I'm gonna remove Daddy's boy servant because he's kind of one of those guys that just I think is trying to get a reaction, right? That's because quantum computation involves qubits, which can be a superposition one, like binary. Therefore, it can. Yeah, no, I guess I should have said I conceptually understand like the quantum world, right? Um I understand this, the Schrodinger's cat, exercise and this idea of superimposition, but I just don't know enough about like how that would be applied to AI. I guess your thinking is that because you can do a lot more operations a lot faster, you'd be able to train these models. I'm just yeah, I'm not sure how to take my rudimentary understanding um, and extrapolate to how that could be actually applied. And that's probably a limitation of my understanding of quantum compute, quantum compute, as well as how models are trained and learned. Div, I want to know about the project you're working on. Okay, so Div, if you go back on my channel, uh, you don't have to watch any of these, but if you go back on the channel, you'll see there's some references in some of my videos to this AltGen API. And so basically, I had this idea where I found myself whenever I was making a post on social, you would always be prompted to enter alt text for the image if you that you were sharing. And I feel terrible at describing images. I'm not really sure like what is a good description or what I should be looking for. But I want to do it because I know that's makes it accessible for a lot of people who need that. So I thought, you know what? And so what I was doing was I was taking the image, I was sending it to Chat to the ChatGPT app, or I was sending it to the Claude app. I was writing a prompt to get me some alt text back from the LLM, and then copying pasting that into the social app that I was working on. And so I thought, man, this would be a great little project for me. I've also been trying to learn NeoVim, so like this would be a great little project for me to spend with, to get my fingers on the keyboard, right? To navigate and learn how to be productive in NeoVim, but also end up with like an app that could be useful and helpful for me. So I've been building this API that's just like a very simple single endpoint. You send it a file, it responds back with some alt text. And so the idea is right now what I'm working on is I'm getting a workflow set up in GitHub to deploy it to my server, so it can run on a Docker container. So that's what I'm doing right now. But I didn't trust myself to do that on stream because I was like, I don't want to fucking leak my keys or something, you know. So I'm gonna do it off stream, and then I'll kind of review it with people on stream. E equals MC squared. Sankey, okay. Nice to see you. What about AMD's stock? Did it go down just like Nvidia's? I don't know. I don't know. Shared account. Hello, nice to see you. Shared account. S to even like they say about developing a quantum chip that I will solve a question. Yeah, I mean, I've heard those reports. I've seen those news headlines, you know, where they've used quantum compute to solve problems like that. So I mean, it's very exciting, right? I don't know enough about it. Drop down. Okay, OMIHS is back in here. I guess this is a song lyric or something? Yeah, okay, Dr. Ginger. Okay, so I follow your logic where you're coming from. Rodolfo Erdogan. He was in here yesterday telling me to do stuff. He's back today telling me to dance. Dr. Ginger, is your last name Freeborn? It is. It is indeed. As of now, majority quantum computers are now capable of solving, which yeah, which I think Sangrit JIT is the whole, right? That's the whole sales pitch. Jam mom mama, Eagles or Chiefs? Chiefs. So that's, I mean, honestly, I'm a Rams fan, so I don't really care one way or the other particularly. I'll be happy. What I'm really most interested in is a like a really great is a really great game is what I'm hoping for. Uh, but if I had to pick, I'd pick the Chiefs. That's too even. Nice try, Stephen Hawking. I don't know what I don't know what some of these comments are referring to. There's Daddy Boy again. Good to see you. Sangren Jit, do you take whey protein? Yes, I do. My favorite protein right now is if you search for, they're pre-made shakes. They're by a company called Premier Protein. They have a flavor called Cafe Latte. It's like a coffee flavored protein. That's my favorite protein at the moment. Neo, hi buddy. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in and dropping a comment that wasn't that wasn't strange. Mama. Wrong answer. Go Birds. Yeah, I mean, I hope it's a great game. I mean, I love Saquon Barkley. I love the Eagles' offense. I love what they're doing, showing that you can build an offense around a running game still in the NFL, which is something I think people have said you can't do anymore. And I think that's why, like, you've seen the value of running backs drop in the NFL. Um, so I love that. How Stephen Hawking talks through a wheelchair. I is that like a genuine question, or I don't know what you're referring to. There are problems with quantum computers because to achieve super, we would need extremely low temperatures. Yes, and I watched a documentary where they talked about trying to achieve like absolute 0 Kelvin and how they've gotten super, 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 super close. But they have to do all kinds of crazy engineering to make it happen, which is fascinating because it's not just engineering from like a computer perspective. This is like engineering like on a mechanical, right? Like on a physical level, you know. And my biggest fascination when you start talking about that is while there's a lot of smart engineers who like design that stuff and come up with it and do the math, I think the most impressive people involved in those projects are the welders, the craftsmen, the people who actually go in and execute on those plans, right? Because the engineer who draws up the specs is not the guy who goes in and welds it, right? Or cuts the metal or does, and so you got to imagine the level of precision that is involved from the math side, and then to actually translate that into a physical action is pretty impressive. I've always thought that. Again, those nice try comments. Boop. Uh, CJ's in here. Also, the error rates are worse than contemporary computers, needing a lot of redundancy and trial and error correction. Yeah, so it's like more of a probabilistic system, right, Dr. Rajender? That's kind of what you're describing there. I mean, that's the same thing with AI. I mean, that's something at work right now. We're having a lot of conversations because it just, if you're used to building software, you're used to building systems that are very deterministic, and you start introducing things that are not deterministic, it completely changed the way you think about building them and the way you test them, the way you evaluate them. It's just a whole different set of problems. Altman is artificial. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know what to think about Sam Altman. Um, I kind of like him split on him, right? Like I think obviously he's going to go down as a very influential person in that space, but I also don't know if I totally believe his motives or intentions are completely, I don't know, are completely for the good. Sangrit Jit. Imagine building an unorthodox neural network with the help of quantum computers. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even. I got. I read that sentence and I don't even really in my head. I can't even conceptualize what that would be. I just don't know enough. Advanced developers. Oh, hey man, thanks for stopping in again. Sorry we didn't get to chat too much, but hope you have a good rest of your day. That's too even. I mean, valid, right? I don't. I think it's more agree. I think the problems that quantum computing is trying to solve probably don't even register on our day to day. Brianna Liebsack. Hi from Seattle. Hey, Brianna. I hope Seattle's nice. Hope it's not raining. Uh, I've never been. I'd love to go to the Pacific Northwest. Would love to visit, but I've never been. Whenever I see pictures and videos of the Pacific Northwest, I always feel like that's where I'm meant to be. That feels like home, but I've never had the chance chance to go. That's practically impossible to reach negative zero because we would need infinite energy for an infinite amount of time. Sorry, I meant 0 Kelvin. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, right, if you reach 0 Kelvin, you've suspended there's no movement, right? There's no I mean, you've literally gotten the atoms, right, to a place where they're no longer in motion, theoretically. Yeah, entropy is 0, yeah, so you're S2 even. You like those comments, "Nice try, dot, dot, dot." That's I mean, is this a thing? Is this like a trend in YouTube streams where people come in and say, "Nice try," and then some random thing? I don't even have this project on my laptop. Well, that's okay, I can still work on nice try, Schrodinger's cat. Flavor of average, X, and Insta comments. Oh, okay. Nice try, commoners. I don't even know where to go with that. So, Steven, do you really think you understand Schrodinger's cat? Yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah, I mean, I took physical chemistry in college, and we spent a lot of time in this realm. Um, I mean, it's more of just a mental model of the way of thinking about this idea that two things can be, it's kind of like light, right? Light is a particle and light is a wave. It's one of two things, but then when you measure it, right, it appears as one thing. Uh, and so the cat is dead or alive, right? It is both until you look in the box. I don't know Schrodinger's equation, though. I don't think I mean, I can't do any of the I can't do any quantum math. It goes deeper than that. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, then I would love to, yeah. Uh, please, Dr. Rajinder, I would love for you to opine for us. We could all learn a little bit. For God, so watch anime. Hey, you're back. Every time watch anime shows up in my chat, they post this comment, which is it's a lovely, which is a lovely comment. Hey, watch anime. Is there a story behind that? Why you do that? You just is it kind of like a personal thing that you do? I want an anime version of Christ the Redeemer. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny. My kids got a really cool Bible for Christmas that's like an adventure Bible. So it tells kind of the stories from the Bible, but in almost like a graphic novel way. It's pretty cool. Dr. Rajinder. I'm not a doctor of medicine. I'm a doctor of philosophy. Uh, hold on. Oh no. Okay, you're saying a PhD. Okay, yeah. I was like, you told us you were a doctor of exercise phys last time you were here, but I get it. You mean philosophy in the term of PH.D. Hello, where can you get that kid's Bible? I honestly don't know. Adventure Bible for kids. I'll just Google search it real quick. Maybe. Oh, it's not called Adventure Bible. It's called the Action Bible: God's Redemptive Story. You can get it on Amazon for 17.99 if you just search for the Action Bible. But my kids have really thought it was really cool, and um, I'm all about new ways of you know you don't want to change the story, right? You still want to be telling the same story, but do it in a way that's engaging, right? For the modern person. Oh, my father is also PhD. Oh, interesting. Yes, PhD in exercise science and physiology. Yeah, that's what I thought, Dr. Richard. But for a second there, I was like, wait a minute, you're a doctor in philosophy and you're in a doctor, but I was thinking like you have a PhD in the area of philosophy, not what you were referring to. So I get it now. Will, thank you. Yeah, of course. I hope if you buy that or give it to some kids in your life, I hope they enjoy it. My kids have enjoyed it. They thought it was pretty cool. DeepSeek is saving my money. What are you using DeepSeek for? Sangram? Sangram? I think that's how you say that. Brianna Livesack. Do you have French ancestry? We actually went over this on a previous stream. Yeah, I do have some French ancestry. I looked up my 23andMe results, and yeah, I do have some in there. I do have some in there. Although I think everybody who lives in the US is kind of a mutt when it comes to our ancestry, which not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally get what you're meaning. I was meaning like there's a specific kind of area of study, right, where someone would say I have a PhD in philosophy, right, versus I have a PhD in exercise phys, right? They're different things. Um, so that's what confused me at second. I was like, hold on, this guy's got multiple doctorates. That's pretty impressive. I mean, I know there are people out there that have multiple doctorates, but it caught me off guard. Anybody watch Netflix? Deep seek check, deep I don't know what you're saying. I'm doing cancer research right now, but I'm also a tech nerd. Oh, awesome. So, hey, Div. So I got my degree, my bachelor's degree in biochemistry, and my advisor was a cancer research. He did his PhD at the University of Purdue or Purdue University, um, in cancer biology. I think is was his area of concentration. I'm sure I can't remember what his thesis was over, but yeah, that's awesome. I'd love to hear more about that, man. I actually that's something I think about all the time. So, when my kids get out of the house, it's most likely at some point I'll probably make a career change. And one of the things I've thought about doing is going back to school, and doing something with specifically with cancer research as it relates to pediatrics. I just it breaks my heart all the time to think about um, these cancers that take a lot of these kids' lives. And I would love to be part I would love to be a part of the fight in some way, shape, or form. Um, and so I've thought, well, maybe a way would do that would be to get back onto the bench, um, doing some research. I don't know. Maybe I could apply the tech skills I gain over the next 10 or 20 years somehow in that fight too. I don't know, but I'd love to hear more about the research you're doing. Almost all advanced features that was offered by. Yeah, so I've used DeepSeek. I've used their chat, their app. Do they have an API? I haven't checked this. I don't know if they have an API. But one thing it can't do that I use quite a bit in ChatGPT is I kind of like that ChatGPT will just generate an image for me right there using Dolly. Uh, but it doesn't look like DeepSeek can do that. So that's one reason I haven't quite used it as much. I have used it though. I used it actually. I asked it to help me build. What was it? It helped me to help me build like a background removal tool, and I asked all the different like I asked Claude, I asked ChatGPT, I asked DeepSeek, and DeepSeek actually did really really well with it. It actually produced some code that I was able to kind of massage into something that actually works. My thesis was on the elbow injury and how strength training can improve and reverse tendonitis in elbows. Awesome, very cool, very cool. Yeah, the whole DeepSeek thing is pretty crazy. Yeah, pretty crazy. I mean, the most crazy part about it is the impact it had on the market, I think, or at least the market here in the US. I just feel like I just feel like the market overreacts to everything so much. I mean, it's kind of their job, but it gets exhausting. Sangrams yet better bug fixing. Well, that's good. I'm glad you've had really good use of it. I'm glad it's added. Dr. Rajinder, you can't do these things. One, ask a guy's salary. Two, ask a woman her age. Three, deep seek if Taiwan is a legitimate country. Nice, Dr. Rajinder. Nice. Yeah. Those seem like valid rules. Market reacts, investors fears. True. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you think of the market as just a bunch of individual investors, right? Div. AI is scary. Um, don't know if I share that sentiment. I guess I don't think it's necessarily scary, but it's probably something to treat with some respect, right? Although I think the current state of AI is far overblown in terms of what people think it is. Like I think human beings are currently imbuing a lot of meaning onto these Gen AI models that isn't there. These Gen AI models are just expert token predictors. That's what they are. And the people that are using them, all these people who have all these crazy prompt methodologies and frameworks and la 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 la, uh, they're just really good at a game called what's the right tokens to put in to get the right tokens out. I mean, that's what. So yeah, Sangrit, man, Sangrit, you're just coming in hot with like controversial questions. Doctor Rajender, nice. I like how you handle that. Just redirect. Let's see. Make the Oh, advanced developers is actually gone, so I'm gonna go back to using my keyboard. I don't if the clicky clacking bothers you guys, let me know, but I much prefer to type on a mechanical keyboard than not. I might be new, but I sub and like, but not let the haters get you. You are the best. That's really nice, Pancake X. That's like a super nice comment. I appreciate you stopping in to say that, and I appreciate you subbing, and I appreciate you liking. It's very nice. I wonder. I wonder that can I fetch deep web data from Chat GPT? I don't know. Now we're into some strange territory here with these questions. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, you can use hacker version of GPT. I'll let you guys talk about that stuff. I don't think I have anything to add to that conversation. Dr. Gender, I minored in. Yeah, you told us that you did some work before in cryptography. Excuse me. What what are you typing aggressively? I'm not, if it sounds aggressive, I don't need it to mean it to sound aggressive. I think it's just the keyboard and my AirPods are probably making it sound much louder. Let's see. What are you typing aggressively? Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm working on this GitHub workflow. Dr. Rajinder, I hope your API endpoints are secure. Don't want anyone performing cross-site scripting on your web servers. Yeah, 100%. You don't want anyone doing that. You always want to validate your inputs. No. Yeah, I always try to practice best practices. Usually, especially with like especially cross-site scripting stuff, right? I mean, your biggest defender against that is just don't accept user inputs. And if you are accepting user inputs, you need to validate them all, um, and sanitize them. What is API endpoint? S2 even. Are you being serious, or are you just asking the question to ask a question? If you're serious, I'll be happy to explain. It's basically just an API endpoint is basically just It's a path that you can hit on a website that usually returns some data on a simple level. Did you ever watch the show named Ancient Aliens? No, I did not ever watch a show named Ancient Aliens. However, I did watch all 5 episodes of a new Netflix series last night. I just binged the whole thing. Yeah, agree, Dr. Rajender. Secure by design. Agree. Security's hard, man. Especially when you start getting in conversations with like security minded and security focused, because at some level you start running into these discussions that kind of turn into a little bit of a circle where it's like, I guess the best way to be secure is to just not build anything, you know? Um, but yeah. Yeah, you should always try to keep security in mind. I think, hey, S2 even, I think I'm just gonna block you, buddy. I don't think you're adding a lot here, so let's uh yeah, we just hit item. I just don't think he's adding much. Why do cows wear bells? I don't know, just Dusteria. I don't. Aside from Dr. Rajinder, I kind of feel like my stream chat has turned into a little bit of a troll farm mess here because their horns didn't work. Uh, I had to think about that for a second, but I get it. I get it. I get it. That was good. That's probably the best comment, the best 2 comments I've had in a chat. Maybe not the best, but definitely the funniest. Good joke. I'll have to tell my kids that. My kids will love that. They'll think that's a great dad joke. That's a century-old joke anyways. Well, it's the first time I've heard it, so, I don't think I need that. Do I need that? Dr. Rajinder, I like your keyboard. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Xavier, hi Hey, Xavier, good to see you. Desteria, at least he just laughed. What? Dr. Rajinder, what do you need? NAT? I'm not sure what you're talking about. You bought a whole ergonomic mechanical keyboard for your laptop? Uh, no, I bought a mechanical keyboard because I like mechanical keyboards, and I just use it on my laptop because I prefer typing on it. So whenever I can, I use it instead. Most of the time, though, I mean, I have several setups upstairs where I can type at actual like a proper workstation with multiple monitors and stuff. I decided to work down here so I could talk to you guys without uh, making our living room and kitchen not fun places to be for the rest of my family. That's a pull-up stand, right? Yeah. You probably weren't here earlier, Dust Stereo, but I'm in my garage, and my garage is a gym. I have a bunch of gym in it. So that's why it's in the background. What do you mean by you're making a GitHub flow? So I use GitHub as kind of my primary CI/CD tool because it's free and my code's already there, so it's just easier. So yeah, GitHub has this concept of workflows, which are basically just a way for you to build and create pipelines to do different things, right? So you can write a workflow that formats and tests your code when you open a PR. Um, you can write a workflow to deploy to a server. when code is merged into your main branch, things like that. Yeah. So just CI/CD related stuff. Jenkins is also there. Yeah, Jenkins. So Jenkins offers that similar functionality. I've never used it before, but like Azure DevOps has a similar concept. But yeah, I just use it because it's free, it's convenient, and that's what I have the most familiarity with. I mean, the thing is with all these tools, right, and all these things is like once you learn how to do something with it, you kind of just, I mean, you're off to the races. And if you want to use something different, then you have to put in the time to figure out how to do that tool. Even though what you want to do is the exact same thing, each tool is a little bit differently, or does it a little bit differently. Stangram, GitLab. No, I've never used GitLab. I've only used GitHub. But GitLab is a similar product offering. Dr. Rajinder, that is cool. Yeah. Xavier, how is GitHub different from other piracy sites? I'm not sure what you're getting at, Xavier. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're getting at there. I mean, for the most part, GitHub is just a place for people to post their repos and make their code publicly available. And people can make it publicly available under different licenses, you know. So something can be open source, but it can still be commercial in a sense, right? You're not free to use it. Dr. Rajinder, I still have malware on my GitHub from 8 years ago. I guess malware related to whatever you were learning with security and cryptography or something like that. Yeah, but GitLab is just paid. Yeah, exactly. So GitLab's more of like a pay to play kind of, and that's why I use GitHub, right? I mean, I'm not. None of the things I built make any money. All my side projects don't make any money. So that's why almost all of my tool chain it's just about me trying to limit the expense that I spend on things. I mean, the only real thing that I kind of pay for is I pay for some usage on like Claude or for Anthropic, Anthropic's foundational model and ChatGPT and but like $4 or $5, almost everything else. I mean, GitHub's free, VS Code's free. I mean, all of these tools are free tools if you're not doing commercial things. So that's primarily what drives a lot of my choice. I guess I do pay a little bit for my own virtual private servers, but that's much more cost effective for me to host side projects on like a $5 or $7 machine than to do something in AWS or Azure. They're just far more expensive, the cloud providers. Can you tell why my laptop gets pop-up of command random times? I can't, Xavier. I don't know what's going on there, but it's been a while. Sangrit Jit, yeah, that's the way things should be done. I think you're referring to what I was talking about as far as how I pick what I use for my side projects, but yeah. Yeah, Dr. Zinter's suggestion there's a good suggestion, you know. That's a good idea. Good place to start. Excuse me. All right. Let's see. Okay, I can in process CMD, but why does it open at first place? Yeah, I'll let you and Dr. Rajendra work on that one, Xavier. Sangranjit, choose one. Dinner with Altman or dinner with Elon Musk? Elon Musk, for sure. I mean, that dude's just a. I mean, think of him what you will, right? But he will go down in history as sort of like a Thomas Edison. I mean, the contributions that he's made to the world and the impact he's had on it. He's kind of single-handedly made electric vehicles a thing. Um, and sort of single-handedly made privatized space a thing. I mean, I know there's other companies that work on both of those areas, but I mean, he was kind of there before everyone else decided to jump in. And then the stuff he's doing now, I mean, obviously, the things that he's running around the White House doing. Um, yeah, I mean, just say what you want. He's obviously a very consequential human being, and so it would be very interesting to sit and pick his brain and just kind of hear how he thinks about the world and how he conceptualizes his own life. And get he is himself built like Cybertruck. Fair enough. Dr. Rizin, you look like Elon Musk. Me? Do I? I don't know if I see that, but someone told me I look like Harry Potter on steroids, so I guess people see what they'd like to see. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I also think probably my perception of myself is obviously very different than others' perception of me. Hey, Price Casey. First time I've seen a comment from you. I don't know what you're referring to though. Matt P. Oh, Matt P's still here? How often do you like crank it like and play music or what? I'm not sure what you mean, Matt P. I didn't even know you were are still around. Uh, hadn't seen a comment from you in a while. Uh oh, you left for a bit. You're Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking Matt, but I think maybe you're trying to get at something that's not I don't know, that I don't wanna talk about, but I'll just leave it. But glad you're back. I don't know, could you guys so I'm super interested. This is something I'm just super fascinated by, but what is the psychology behind making outlandish comments in YouTube streams? Or is it just trying to get people to say stuff or do things that is funny? Or is it like a thrill for you as an individual? Like, is it the same thing as, like, jumping out of an airplane, right? Is like it gives you a rush? Sangrat Jit, name a personality you want to bring back in life from history. I would love to bring back Albert Einstein, um, purely to talk to him. Like, I just yeah, fascinated by that individual. You don't want to know what Matt means, Steven. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't get it. It's probably like I have really enjoyed streaming on YouTube, but that's probably my least the part that I don't get. It doesn't really bother me. I just don't understand the psychology. Dr. Zinder, I would want to bring back Friedrich Nietzsche. Oh, that's an interesting one, for sure. There's almost too many to. There's almost too many. And I don't know if all of them would be up for a conversation, but it sure would be interesting. Matt P. I'm writing a paper about it. No, you're not. I don't believe you, Matt P. You're full of shit. Dr. Rajinder Rathi, a writer. Oh, meaning like a writer, like why bring back a writer? Bring back Napoleon. Yeah, Napoleon would be interesting. Anime fan. How are you, Steven? I'm good. I'm good. Although you spell my name wrong. This it doesn't bother me, but I have kind of an oddly spelled I have kind of a weird way of spelling Steven. It has an A instead of a second E, it's an A. But, people I mean, people have been saying my name weirdly all my life and spelling it weirdly all my life. I blame I blame my mother. I was highly recommended to watch Attack on Titans. Never seen it, but yeah, I've heard the same thing. Anime fan is a little sus. Fair enough. Why do you need to bring back Genghis Khan? Never touched a single episode till now. Anime fan, what is your channel about? So primarily right now, my channel is about programming and coding related things. That's largely what I've been posting videos on and posting shorts around. So yeah, that's largely what it's about at the moment. Don't know if it'll always be that way. For a long time, it was I vlogged on the channel for a long time. Um, and before that, I had a channel called Freeborn Training Systems that was all about exercise and fitness. Um, but yeah, it'll just kind of be a channel that's whatever's my thing at the moment, whatever I want to make content around. So I may I may go through waves of having subscribers and not having subscribers. Steven is very Serbian or Slavic. Yeah, I can't remember what I think the majority of my uh ancestry was kind of that northern Western European area. All right. I've hit an hour. That's probably long enough. That's what I've been doing for these about an hour chat. So I think I'm gonna head out. I'll probably stream later. I don't know. I haven't had very many people when I stream on YouTube or on Twitch, when I stream like coding related stuff. I haven't had very many people join my chat, but I'll probably do that again today. So if you're around, stop in. Otherwise, thanks for coming and dropping some comments, and I hope you guys have a good Sunday. If you're in the States and you're gonna be watching the Super Bowl, I hope you watch the Super Bowl and have a good time. Thanks, Matt P. Thanks, Dr. Rajinder. Yep. Hope you guys have a good day. And there's Steve-O. Okay. Yeah, you guys have a good day. I'll see ya.